Hey everybody, welcome back. I am God's humble messenger. Today I'm here to talk about how you are being prepared for your divine assignment by God and you probably don't even realize it's happening. This video is based off the message on my website titled God is preparing you for your divine assignment and you might not even realize it. I will put a link in the description below. There are also other articles on my website you should go check out with more on the way. You can also find links to my social media accounts on my website. Alright, on to my message for today. Our heavenly assignment can feel like a daunting task, especially when we are standing there on the precipice about to embark on our journey into the unknown. We are not alone though, for God is with us because we are about to begin the journey God has chosen for us. But we hesitate. We wonder if we are actually ready for the next step, if we can even do what it is that God has called us to do. We don't feel prepared and we doubt ourselves. What if I told you you have everything you need when the time comes to begin your heavenly assignment? How do I know this? Because God has been preparing you all along. You just might not realize it. For an example of this, I turn to David. Now, it isn't mentioned if David had any doubts when the time came for him to become king. Chances are he had none because he was a man of God and always trusted his plan and timing. But before David became king, he was being prepared for it by God and he didn't even realize it. David was a simple shepherd before God chose him as the future king of Israel. Was he ready to be king when God chose him? No. Did he know anything about being king before God chose him? Absolutely not. So God had to prepare him to become king. To do this, God used one of David's other talents to put him in a position to learn his future role. This, of course, was David's musical talent. Saul noticed him and immediately brought him into his service inside the palace. David spent an abundance of time in Saul's presence, watching him, listening to the king discuss strategy and protocol, probably soaking in the information without even realizing it. Definitely not knowing that he would one day be using it to rule over all of Israel. But when the time came for him to take the throne, he knew exactly what to do. All that time spent in the palace playing music for the king had prepared him to become king. The same is true for me as well as for you. Sure, the big picture can be a little overwhelming, but at least for me, when I break it down into smaller things I need to do in order to achieve the overall success, the very task and steps along the way seem achievable, and I realize it's because I have picked up the necessary skills to complete these tasks and steps, not just adequately, but to a very high quality and standard. I bet when you are facing the task God has called you to undertake and you begin looking at the inner workings more closely, you will find that you too have been prepared. I think back to all the different jobs I've had leading up to the present, some of the things I was required to do at those jobs that led to me picking up the skills I am now employing on my journey with the Lord. The first and foremost that I utilize all the time is, probably the most obvious to anyone listening to this, my writing skill. I have spent years honing this skill and can think back to classes, books, hobbies, and jobs that have helped mold me into the writer I am today. It has become very clear to me on my walk with the Lord that this was done intentionally for my heavenly assignment, to write for the Lord. I can think back to other instances and skills gained from other sources, including jobs I didn't particularly care for, especially the ones I didn't particularly care for. Those I felt stuck in. But I was there for a reason, and I now use specific skills I learned while there in what I do today for the Lord. I'm certain that if you look at what God is calling you to do and you think back to previous classes, jobs, hobbies, and other activities, including ones you didn't particularly care for, especially the ones you didn't particularly care for, you will find that God has instilled in you everything you need to not only perform your heavenly assignment, but perform it to the best of your ability with ease, producing work that is of very high quality. And that's my message for today. I hope you found something useful in today's message, some encouragement, inspiration, or maybe just some comfort knowing that God is always working for your good. Please share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Also, if you have a story about how God touched your life or someone's life you know, email me. I would love to read it. With your permission, I may want to turn it into a video. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be great and I would love that, but I want to mention that I do not do this for the views or the likes or to get as many subscribers as possible. I started this channel and make these videos to spread God's word, to spread hope, and to inspire, to allow Him to work through me with the hope that I can reach others. If I can get just one person to dedicate or rededicate their lives to the Lord, then I've done my job. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. God bless.